Fascism or Freedom, Part 4. Joseph Stalin was a son of the peasantry. His mother, Ekaterina, led a religious life full of drudgery as a washerwoman. Vissarion, his father, was a drunkard who worked as a shoe cutter. As such, Joseph could not afford what the sons of wealthier parents could. Like Hitler, he was faulted at school by authority figures, in this case at a seminary. Consequently, his hatred grew for the school administration, the affluent middle class, and everything that was feudal. After the revolution occurred, a state apparatus formed devoting itself to proletarian liberation. Yet the high ideals of Marx and Trotsky were quickly subverted. Where Lenin erred was in his faith that after an interim period of a dictatorship of the masses, there would be a peaceful change to self-regulating work democracy. However, in place of the dictatorship of the proletariat was born a state capitalistic machine that Stalin grew out of. Stalin betrayed the original high ideals of the revolution and kept the machine for his own sadistic endeavors. He surely kept some of the old Bolsheviks around as propaganda. Stalin, however, was the classic authoritarian character who gains pleasure from hurting others. This was evident in how he would sadistically tell victims they were safe, only to then have them killed. Joseph Stalin was also known to have had the family members of foes jailed and tortured. Much attention has been given to the authoritarian character. Now we shall shift to introspection of mass culture and the automation of alienated labor. It is important to understand how masses end up clinging to authority figures such as dictators. By not seeing weakness as virtue, massive numbers of individuals can easily become circumscribed into the infernal aura of fascistic nationalism. From the mass psychology of fascism, Wilhelm Reich made many observations on the relationship of the automaton to the Führer. The reactionary lower middle class man perceives himself in the Führer in the authoritarian state. On the basis of this identification, he feels himself to be a defender of the national heritage of the nation, which does not prevent him, likewise on the basis of this identification, from simultaneously despising the masses and confronting them as an individual. The wretchedness of his material and sexual situation is so overshadowed by the exalting idea of belonging to a master race and having a brilliant Führer that, as time goes on, he ceases to realize how completely he has sunk to a position of insignificant, blind allegiance. Footnote. In fascistic societies, there is a cleavage between the actual economic situation and ideology. The economic crisis in Germany, for example, should have led to a revival in revolutionary thinking among the masses. However, as the economy had pushed intellectual thinking to the left, fascist exploitation manipulated large masses of the population toward reactionary vigor. Reich acknowledges this form of mass deception has some of its roots in the mysticism of family, church, and nation. Reich's mission was to uncover the irrational, social psychological structure of the masses which allows for tyrants to take such absolute power. According to Wilhelm Reich, a crucial social factor in the formation of fascism is sexual repression and how it suppresses people in such a way as to make them act in ways contrary to their real interests.